So this is a TikTok video that somebody did a green screen over. So please ignore, this part and this caption real quick. Just ignore that. Just focus on the woman here. So she is going to complain about a guy that she was talking to at her job or a guy that was trying to talk to her. She's going to reject him. He's going to go about his business and check her reaction to the man going about his business after she rejects him. It's going to be exactly what you think if you've been following this channel long enough.
There's this guy at my work, right? And when I first started, he was so nice. Literally was like, hey, like, whatever, how's your day? He wasn't like exactly like that, but like, whatever. He was just really nice, really friendly, cool people. Okay? He told another coworker, oh my God, I like her. Like, tell her and then let me know how she's feeling. She told me. I said, Mans, it's not my type. I come into work the next day. I'm thinking everything's fine, everything's cool, everything's great. Literally, Mans ignores my presence. I'm not even there. I'm air. I'm like a ghost. This man will not make eye contact with me. He will not acknowledge my presence. And he literally, like, it's like I'm non-existent. Okay, cool. Like, that's the vibe we're on now? Okay, cool.
That man stood on business. He was there for one thing and one thing.
So yeah, it's interesting. Let me see if there's anything more that I miss. But yeah, that's the guy's reaction to it. The reason why I can't show you the original video of this TikTok personality, let me guys show you something real quick. Let me show you guys something. I'm gonna show you something interesting. I'm gonna show you guys something interesting. If you look up, what the hell? Something popped up on my other TikTok. But anyways, talks with Sel. There we go. If you search up talks with Sel, you're not gonna find her. You're not gonna find her page. So right here, if we click talks with Sel, couldn't find this account. So it's clear that after she dropped her little video, whatever, of her venting, thinking that this guy was in the wrong, it's clear that men and women were roasting her ass for being a user. It was clear. It's clear that she took a massive L. So let's check the comments for this one. Because obviously the man that reacted to this was right. He was standing on business. He wanted to figure out what she was about. He was honest, right? Like, the women say they want, well, it's interesting that because now I was about to say women say they want honest guys, but I just showed you a video last week where a woman was like, oh, men are manipulated when they're being honest. But whatever. They say they want honesty. The guy was honest about his intentions. You said no. He said cool. And he decided to move on with his life. And it's a problem. It's the same thing. It's always, I don't understand this. This is weird. This is always, this is one of the things that trigger me that women do. I always say like the number one thing that women do that trigger me personally is when I'm like, if I'm talking about a evil thing that a woman has particularly done or what women can do. And you know what? They'll be like, where are you finding these women? I've never seen these women before. Like that to me, that gets on my nerves more than anything. So I will say that is number one, but I will say in my top 5, this behavior right here, where you will reject a girl. Oh, no, sorry. If the girl rejects you and then you decide not to talk with her anymore, or you just decide to just keep her at bay, or you decide to go for somebody else, then it's a problem where now they're acting like you're the bad guy for moving on with your life. It's one of the weirdest things. Like to me, that's triggering to me. That triggers me more than anything. Whereas like, okay, you don't want me, but nobody else can have me, just so I can just be around you while you toy with me and my emotions. But I can't. It's like I'm not allowed to leave the friend zone. I'm not allowed to just move on. That to me, I don't like that. That triggers me a lot too. That's definitely in my top 5 things that women do that trigger me. I definitely gotta make a top 5 list for that. But anyways, let's replay the particular video again before we get into the comment section.
There's this guy at my work, right? And when I first started, he was so nice. Literally was like, hey, like, whatever, how's your day? He wasn't like exactly like that, but like, whatever. He was just really nice, really friendly, cool people.
The guy was he was being cordial. He was checking your temperature.
Okay. He told another coworker, oh my God, I like her. Like, tell her and then let me know how she's feeling. She told me. I said, Mans is not my type. I come into work the next day. I'm thinking everything's fine, everything's cool, everything's great. Literally, Mans ignores my presence. I'm not even there. I'm air. I'm like a ghost. This man will not.
Nah, this is where I say this is the double-edged sword right here. Because if he's no, here's the thing. Because she wanted to still be him, be around you, and then while you basically play with that man's feelings, because now you know that he he has a certain liking to you. You wanted to use that against him in the future in terms of being around him, asking for favors and doing things around him. You know how, or like women will just come up to you behind you, press their breasts right up on you, acting like they interested in you, but they're just playing with you because they know men like stuff like they'll do stuff like that. And you're just like, women will do stuff like this. Or like, I remember I was in a situation at my job, one of my jobs, where a girl was trying to do stuff like that, but it wasn't for friend zone purposes. It was just, she was trying to make another dude jealous at the time. And I saw that and I was like, I'm like, do not get me involved in this nonsense. And she was doing that to me because I looked like I resembled the coworker that she was trying to get the guy jealous for. Anyway, another story. But women will do this, do all that, so she can continue to do the nonsense that she was doing, and then just in case if he oversteps his boundaries, then she could be like, oh yeah, he said that he liked me and I found it so creepy and all this. No, so he removed the leverage from her. He decides to keep an arm's length because there's really no use for you to be around anyways. It's funny to me, like, women really feel entitled to a man's like attention and a man's resources, but I would say specifically attention. You take away the attention from him, and it's like, it's almost like you take away crack from Whitney Houston or something. It's like, it's wild to me. It's wild. You take, it's almost like taking crack away from a crackhead. You take away the attention from the broad, even if she don't even feel you like that. You just take away the attention. You decide to, let me not focus on that. And shout out, man, I would say the shout out to the young men today that are that have nuts, or not. It's not necessarily that have clearly been listening to us. Shout out to the young men that have been clearly listening to us. That, because I've been in a situation like that too, where I told a girl I liked her or whatever, she rejected me, but I would still hang around the broad and she would just continue to use me. I've been in that situation before. Never again. Because they'll continue to use you. They'll continue. They have no problems using you for your attention, playing around with you, toying with your emotions and all that. You would think that the girl would keep arm's length from you after you say you like her and she says, oh, I reject him. No, they stay close because they know, oh, I can use this guy. Like I said, I only have respect for a few women in terms of how they operate. Because I remember one broad, right? I said I liked her, and I think she found out. I don't know how she did, but she found out, and she would just kind of keep her distance. I respected that. In my opinion, I respected that because she would never was trying to use me. She didn't even try to, because she didn't want. I don't know. Maybe she had a boyfriend at home or whatever. Maybe I never did. Maybe I didn't do the research on that. All I said was, "Oh yeah, she's cute." Because somebody at the job had asked me, "Oh, who are the cutest girls at work?" And I listed her in my top 3, right? And it's after that day, I don't know if the supervisor at the time ended up telling people whatever, because maybe she was tight that I didn't say it was her. It was it was a female supervisor that had asked me, and it was a trap because she wanted me to say her, and I was not going to do that. and personally, I'd even feel that way towards my supervisor, but I said like 3 other girls, right? And I don't know, maybe the girl that I said found out that I said she was one of the cuter ones, and she just kind of kept distance after that. And to be fair to her, I respected that. Those are, to me, that is a respectable woman. That's a respectable woman to me. Now, what most women will do, they're like, okay, this is another guy that I can use. So shout out to the young men that are not. They're now. They're heeding the advice of the men that came before them. Pause. and hearing the stories and hearing actually how you navigate these kind of situations, the friend zone, and what do you do if a girl likes you, or if you will like a girl but the girl doesn't like you back. So now the young men are now reclaiming their energy, right? Their attention. They're not just giving that joint away to a woman that clearly is just trying to toy with them. It's crazy.
Not make eye contact with me. He will not acknowledge my presence, and he literally, like, it's like I'm non-existent. Okay.
And I'll say this: all women react this way. Well, I'll say, sorry, let me rephrase it. Most women react this way if you just operate like that with them in general. Meaning, if you just meet a woman and you don't really acknowledge their presence, if you treat them how they treat the men that they don't find attractive, they lose it. They lose it. If you just treat those same women that, like, if you just act like they don't exist, because at the jobs that I work, or when I'm working a job, I don't talk to women unless if it's like the instructor or the supervisor and she's talking directly at me. I do not go out of my way to talk to women at my jobs. I don't. It's not me doing a revenge thing. It's just me protecting. It's just me protecting myself, right? And I found that I've actually it just makes my work life a lot easier. I'm like, damn, I should have been doing this before. But instead of trying to be quote unquote inclusive and not try to seem like I just don't talk to women at the job. Anyways, when you do that, most women, they lose it. It's very few women that are mature enough to be like, okay, he's just. It's very few women that are just mature enough. If a guy doesn't talk to other dudes at the job, they don't cry about it. They just, as long as he's doing his job, it's all good. But with women, if you don't acknowledge them, if you're not kissing their ass, then it's a problem.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Like, that's the vibe we're on now. Okay, cool.
She's tight.
That man stood on business.
So let me hear this young man's reply to this. I'm gonna let him speak.
He was there for one thing and one thing only. Now, I'm a strong believer in you shouldn't be frolicking, messing around with coworkers. I'm a strong believer in that, but y'all gonna do what y'all want to do. Y'all grown ass man. I'm not your father. Do what you want. But that pretty privilege ran out, huh? It ran dry. The well is dry. The audacity for that man to give you exactly what you wanted. You rejected him. You said no, and he just let you be. The audacity. Women have been complaining about men harassing them. But the audacity of that man to comply and not harass you. The audacity. He should be stoned. He should be put in jail even. Dare I say it? He should be wiped off the face of the earth. He refused to be in the friend zone. The only way you get inside the friend zone is if you put yourself there. He refused to be played with. He was there on a mission. The mission didn't go as planned, but he got his answer. And with his answer, he did with it what he pleased. So we know why she's mad. It's not that she wanted the man secretly. No.
Nope.
She wanted to toy with him. She wanted her ego boosted, but it got destroyed because he stood on business.
Like that, that's the thing right there. She just wanted to mess. She just wanted a toy. She just wanted to see how far she could take it with him without having to hold up her end of the bargain. It's evil. It's evil. You know what I mean? But let's check some of these comments, man. I find that evil. I cannot stand it when women do stuff like that. You ask them out, you reject them, then okay, you leave them alone. And in the meanwhile, because you're moving on, they're trying to. It's not like they're. Sometimes they'll even sabotage you. Like you'll have like another girl interested in you, and because you, and it's so messed because I've seen this, and this has happened to me. You ask a girl out, she says no. She says no. Another girl will find you kind of interested. It's not like the other girl is super. She just want to figure out what you want. She's trying to vet you out a little bit because you're not one of the top 10% guys. So she's not gonna go all out on you. So she's kind of, who's this guy? And then the woman that you rejected, the woman that rejected you, she'll like the girl that's kind of interested in you will ask the girl that rejected you, and instead of hooking you up with her so you can get off of her, she'll sabotage that and say, oh yeah, this guy's a little bit of a weirdo, he did this, and you're just like, but then that same woman will still have you around, still talk to you, act like we're friends. Nah, like women do this stuff. It's pure evil where they don't want you, but nobody else can have you. But they don't want you. It's pure evil. See some of these comments. It says the issue is you ignored her because she doesn't want you. It's being the object of desire. Like you lose your humanity in the eyes of the person they desire that desired you. It's a frustrating life for women. So what is he giving the woman excuse? It looks like by this comment, the person is giving the woman an excuse. Jesus Christ. Anyways, let's get to the next comment. It said it's either A, he's talking from a man's perspective, right? He says it's either A, we get rejected, respect them, and go back to being strangers, or it's B, we get rejected, but keep it civil so they can toy with us for the attention. He said, yeah, I choose A. And more young men are choosing A. And shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Because more men are choosing A. Let me see. Yeah, like this, yeah, right here. He said the main issue I find is if you don't like them and you're not interested in him, why does it affect you so much that he's no longer interested in you and won't give you the time of the day? That to me is always been the bane of my existence. And God, there's a lot of this is the reason why there ends up being only 10% of the guy being shared with most of the women is you'll be a guy, you ask the girl out, right? Or the girl finds out the guy's interested in him, she'll reject the guy. And then what happens is because she rejected the guy, it'll be another girl that's be sniffing around. And then she'll find out you got rejected by the girl, and then you automatically lose value. So it's very few men that can actually that qualify. You know what I mean when I say that? So it's only going to be a few men that can bypass all these freaking filters you got to go through. And this is why when a woman will just be shocked when they finally end up with a man, but it's like it's impossible to keep him with just one woman. It is because it's impossible because he's one of the few men that have bypassed through all these filters, all these attention seeking vampires. So only a few men end up qualifying. This is why I don't feel bad when it comes to women with dating, because not only do they sabotage themselves, they end up sabotage other women, they sabotage other men. But specifically, when we talk about this part of the game, where you ask out a woman, she rejects you, then another woman will come sniffing around. She'll ask about you, and the same woman that rejected you, she won't set you up with that woman. She's going to sabotage both you and that woman that's sniffing around about you. This is the stuff that a lot of women do that needs to really start being called out by other women. But women they're not gonna give up. They're just not gonna give up any leverage. They're not gonna do that. But it looks like the people did spam her account, like it because it looks like they it looks like from here it looks like they spammed her account to the point that she deleted it. And when you're looking at her clothes, she's clearly working in an industry full of men. This is clearly a woman that this is probably she's I'm looking at her uniform. Clearly she's working in a field where hold on for a second. If you look at her work uniform, clearly she's working in a field which is male dominated. I don't know if you guys picked up on it. I'm looking at her clothes. She's probably a mechanic of some sort. And that's another thing I'm getting tired of, going to these oil change spots, seeing some of the broads working. And it's not because the broads are working there. It's because the men, it don't matter how ugly the broad is. The men are clearly distracted when they're working with broads in these male dominated fields. They're clearly men are just distracted. And I've seen this way too many, particularly this one oil change spot that I go to, which I can't disclose, where it's broads working there. And I'm talking about the broad is not even cute, but she got a big she's got a little bit of a rear end. So men are just literally just like the men that are working there, or the young men that are working there, they're distracted. And it's affecting the whole work spot. But yeah, that's why I always question the motives, particularly of the young women now that are joining some of these male dominated spots. I'm not talking about male dominated high 6-figure earning spots. That might be a little bit different. I'm talking about male dominated blue collar spots. I have questions for women that join spots like that. I usually have questions for women like that, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. Take care. Take it easy.